Um, the reveal. So going back
Oh
on the
boy.
reveal. So yeah, it's rough, but all right. So the first thing they mentioned was the Gold Road, which is the zone. Or I might
Mhm.
be correct, be wrong. I think it's called West something, West Weld, or
Westworld is like, uh,
one is the
I'm not sure
zone, and I
which
know
one the
the other
zone.
one's the
Yeah,
over.
Gold Road
Yeah.
is like Somerset or elsewhere. It's yeah, it's the chapter, and then yeah, I think you're right. Westworld is the zone.
Yeah. So the little because I feel that that reveal did not give much information. It was more rather just like kind of trying to surprise everyone. But from the little information they gave us on the Gold Road, how do you felt about it? What you thought about it when they
I
mentioned
am very
about the Gold Road?
disappointed with what they revealed. It feels like they just were out of ideas and they just took this part from this part of the world and this from this part of the world and just dumped everything in a pot. Let's just mix everything together and pretend it's something new. That's what it looked
I
like to me.
see.
It was just like blah. Like,
I
come on.
think
The only thing
yeah.
that was cool about it is that it had the city, I forgot, Skingrad. So Skingrad is part of the ESO lore, and it is in several of the other Elder Scrolls games. In Oblivion, it was a big part of Oblivion, and I don't know if you ever played that one, but so that was cool that that's in there. But the rest of it just looked like a melting pot of fluff to me. Just blah.
It,
It's like this is all
I
already in the game. Like what? It's just nonsense. Yeah.
I see. Piggybacking what you were mentioning. Um, as an end gamer, it's hard to sometimes criticize, the overland or the content. But what I will say is, when I looked at the reveal of the Gold Road, I was like, okay, something interesting. They're gonna show something, but in all honesty, they did not show
Mm-mm.
anything
No.
of the gameplay. It was just literally, and I can't even call it cinematics scenes because it was not no theatric scenes. It was more like talking and then just showing the background, but background kind of like background air, just motions, but it wasn't the real gameplay. So I was like, okay, and then later on they were like, oh, it's gonna be a surprise. So that I did not. I
Yeah.
found it pretty
That's
cheesy.
yeah.
Was not surprising. It just felt like repetitive, regular. But we'll see. Um, so as far as the zone overland, I mean, we'll see what they do. Now the next thing is scrying, because this is where I
Oh
got a little
God.
confused. This is where I exactly got. I was like, when they said scrying, I was like, wait a minute, we have that already. So what the hell they're talking about? But then comes to
It
find
wasn't
out
scrying,
that
it's scribing. Yeah.
yeah, scribing, yes. And then another thing too. So this is interesting. There was a lot of rumors. It wasn't. There was no fact to this, but there were a lot of people were talking about spell crafting. Even a lot of content creators. To me, we can see spell crafting is obviously not
So
going to happen,
I thought it
but
was
I
going to
think
be
that's
something completely different. I'm very disappointed by what it actually is. I thought it was going to be what they showed, but I thought that was going to pertain to the skills already on your class, that you were going to be able to change them to tailor make your build. But it's a very generic, just you've seen what it was.
oh yes,
So
and
I'm
and the funny
disappointed in that.
so in my opinion, and I could be totally wrong, what I think is I think spellcrafting is just not happening. I think what they made spellcrafting, what they call it scribing, was actually what they were supposed to make spellcrafting. So I
Right.
think they watered it down and they
Yes.
and they
Yes.
changed the name from spellcrafting to scribing. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, I was a
Yeah.
bit like, what? Wait a minute,
They dropped the
um,
ball. They really dropped the ball because they could have uh, taken what they started in Necrom, which was very good. You know, they added the Endless Archive and they added the Arcanist, which was two new things to the game. It was what they need to do to pump lifeblood into this game. They need to keep adding new things so it doesn't become stale. But instead, they did a 90-degree turn and just put something like the card game, just something blah. It is, here you go. Like, what is this? Like, yeah. So
yeah,
just